completely free hands. I'm not doing anything dangerous. Plus, the roads are entirely empty right now. Baker's... Oh! It's nice when Oregon lets you pump your own gas. It's Wednesday, and it's time for Milky Way. It's midnight, and I'm in Baker City. I have no idea anything about Baker City, except it's got a pretty interesting rhinoceros statue over there. I have no idea why. I'm traveling this way for our Oregon Milky Way workshop, and I got here, well, just after Astro Twilight ended, and so I figure I'm gonna pull off and find something around this area for Milky Way photography. Coming from Utah down at American Fork where my apartment is and heading to Portland to pick up Kirk Keyes, it's a 12-hour drive. And so I was a little bit late, and so Baker City's as far north as I got. I'm gonna connect with an area that's just south of the city lights of Baker City. It's going to be good because I'm away from the light bloom. I already checked, the sky is really clear, at least it was an hour ago, and I have this bloom here that I'm driving through to the southern side to look south at the Milky Way. Before I took off on this trip, I looked up the sky. I wanted to see how are the clouds gonna do, and then what was the light pollution like out in this area, and where should I consider stopping? Baker City going off to Richfield was an option, and then continuing on further if I could make it. The thing is that Milky Way is coming up already at 11:47, but by 1 o'clock in the morning, the moon is starting to rise. What is my opportunity now before the moon starts rising on me? I'm looking at farmland, I'm looking at trees, roads, no trespassing, no parking signs. This is the tough part about being in an area like this, and you guys will find out that when you go to a location and you're winging it like this, where do you find the dark sky and the access? If you don't have the opportunity to check it during the day, here's some of the scenarios that you'll go through. Blocked passageways. You drive on a road looking for something interesting. I knew I went south of the light pollution, but I haven't made it to something interesting yet. So the first thing I'm going to do now is get my camera out on its tripod and check this area and see if it's actually enjoyable as a spot. Maybe when I take the picture and see with a long exposure, I'll say, actually that's interesting, or no, that's interesting. Maybe I'll line up the Milky Way here with the road. Something. Let's get out of the car. What are the constellations? Sagittarius, Scorpius. I can see Sagittarius there. I can see Scorpius there. I know the Milky Way is right in between that. And so even with the lights in my eyes, I can make out the core. And I know I have a clear view. But what am I going to do with it? 45-degree angle. It's not a good enough timing for a pano. It's gotten too late in the night for the panorama to be happening. It's just too high in the sky. So, outside of sticking in this no trespassing area, what am I going to find down this road that's going to make it even better than this? Since I know I have a 45-degree angle Milky Way, I need to work with that for my composition. Dang it, option number 2, another gate. This road's an option, actual road I'm allowed to drive down, and it's leading us at one point to a bridge over the water oh, this is the bridge. It's not as interesting as I was hoping, but maybe right here will work. Okay, pulled up against the road, should be out of the way. Let's see what it looks like. All right, I can see, I already can hear, obviously there's water right here. I don't know how good it's gonna be probably until I'm gonna have to take a shot. The Milky Way's directly that way. That's creepy. But it's right down this water. So this could turn out really well. Let's see what it looks like with my camera. I got out, I started getting ready with my camera, and the poor people's dog in the house just close by was barking at me. And it's midnight. That's not fair to them that I agitate their dog. So I can't be in that area. It's too close. And I'm looking at 10 more minutes before the Milky Way is being lit up by the moon a bit. It's probably already got a lot of moonlight up in that edge. So I'm gonna go back out on the road or find a good medium area that's not private property, not gonna be with the dog barking, and I can get a shot. But I wanna get any shot now at this point. It's too bad. This will happen with your Milky Way. When you're just winging it, you're gonna find out that there's areas that just don't cooperate, or at least aren't ending up being pretty. But the good news is there's a cool Milky Way up there, and I'm gonna capture it anyway. And this option looks like it's off the table already. So now, here I am at the stop sign at the end of the road, just before I go into the main street. And I got a Milky Way off to my left. I got a safe spot here. I won't be in anyone's way. I'm far from any dogs. This should be totally fine for me to put a tripod on the road, capture from here, and see what I have. I got out and the dog barked at me immediately. And so I am still bugging that family. So I'm on the road again just for a couple minutes. Gotta find someplace safe to pull over. Well, I'm pretty sure that the moon was coming up on the horizon. It was kind of bluer than I expected it to be. But as far as clarity on the Milky Way, it wasn't terrible. But as I started taking the shots and dealing with what I had, knowing that I didn't have a perfect scouted location, I knew I was going to be compromising, but I wasn't even moderately satisfied. What ended up being was that classic, here's a very flat foreground with a dark sky location with the Milky Way in the sky, the kind of shot that all of us got on the first year of doing Milky Way photography. So overall, I would say it was kind of a bust tonight. Christening the vehicle, the rental vehicle, with the Photog Adventures logo. Kathy is featured regularly on Milky Way Wednesday as a commenter, but now you actually get to hear her voice and see her face. It's Kathy Henahan on Milky Way Wednesday.
And Diablo.
And Diablo.